Down Under Diaries. Diary entry number 3. First Adventures. Quick intermission from Nadia after she's finished the last audio because I realized that I forgot to talk about it. But I hope you enjoy the new intro sound to this podcast. A couple of weeks back, my dear sister Elena suggested that I should just get or create a kind of jingle or music to go with my podcast, and I told her that, well, I do not really have the talent for it, and even if I did, I didn't really have the supplies to do it anyways, so I decided to just go with a recording of the birds here in Canberra that I hear pretty much every single morning early on from my room, and I thought it would be quite fitting to take that as the audio. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it and enjoy the rather aggressive noises of the birds. Before I begin, let me start off by apologizing to you guys for having been so absent these last couple of weeks and going basically radio silent on here. But to be honest, I've either been really busy or I've just not had the mental energy to hear myself talk for hours on end and editing and cutting all of the clips together to make a nice little package for you guys. So I hope that you will be happy with having a slightly less perfect and nicely cut together audio and instead getting a few more regular updates, because to be honest right now I am 4 weeks behind, and I've also written out 4 more entries that I should get around to recording and preparing for you guys. So yeah, that's that. I hope that you won't mind the couple of extra breaks whilst I'm thinking throughout the whole speaking part. And also a quick note, I am recording these a couple of weeks back, and so I might just do a quick intermission. So okay, so this is what I think after a couple of weeks. But what I wrote down is or most of it is going to be what I lived through and what I thought at the moment. But yeah, okay, so let's get into what you actually came here for. So, dear diary, I've already gone for my first couple of runs down here, and here's my highlights so far. The first run, I went along or up a part of Black Mountain, and I realized after that it was definitely not the quickest path up the mountain, but it was still absolutely beautiful, and I could not have handled the full elevation gain of going up all of Black Mountain, as I realized then and also later on, a couple of weeks later, on another run. Another run that I did quite early on was going down to Lake Burley-Griffin, which is a man-made lake here in Canberra, and I think most of the city is kind of built around that lake, and it's got some beautiful paths along it, and I will probably be referring to it quite a few times, Lake Burley-Griffin, but don't be surprised, I'll probably be abbreviating it to LBG. So I went down to Lake Burley-Griffin and I went and I looked at the Early Acton Memorial. Then on my first long run, I had planned to go back down to LBG and to follow it further down. My plan was to run to a little island called Queen Elizabeth's Island, but I only realized a solid 12 hours after my run that I had managed to mess it up, and so I didn't end up going there, but I'm hoping that I will get there one day. Note from Nadia, basically 6 weeks into the future. I still have yet to get there, but I realized that my mistake was that I should have gone under the bridge rather than over the bridge. But yeah, and then the very first time that I cooked here, I also experienced my first kitchen fail, where I completely managed to melt off the inside coating of one of my new frying pans on the gas stove. Oopsie daisy, no, I did not eat the chicken I was frying, the chicken I was frying, but it was rather funny because I was talking to another girl and she asked me whether I was a good cook or not. Oh well. Then I also ate Tim Tams for the first time. Tim Tams are an Aussie snack that are basically a chocolate cookie covered by chocolate, which is... It's interesting that a country as hot as Australia would kind of make Tim Tams part of their identity, but alas, I did find them very tasty, and a couple of weeks on, I can tell you that they have a certain addiction risk associated with them. But yeah, then I went on a hike with my haul on the first Friday of the week here, and as I suspected, I was a little bit over-prepared for what was advertised as a hike. It was much more of a chill walk/stroll up Black Mountain But it was great fun. I met a lot of new people, and I also found some other runners. And these runners happened to be the leaders of Wamba Run, the run club of our residents, and I assured them that I was absolutely intent on joining them. Well, the two leaders of the run club, Cormac and Hamish, are training for the full marathon here in Canberra, and I'm only doing the half, but I think so far it's been great fun, and we mostly do like 5k-ish distances anyway. But yeah. Then I also helped Alan, a friend from Geneva, get set up here at ANU after he arrived, and showed him where to get a new SIM card, where to go and do like the general shopping for kitchen supplies and all of that. And then we had Wamba Chef, which was a cool event inspired by the competition MasterChef, if people know it. Students got together in teams and they had 90 minutes to prepare a 2-course meal that had to incorporate certain ingredients, at least 2 or 1 or 2 out of the 3 given ingredients, and the ingredients were Vegemite, chips, and Cocoa Puffs. I only spectated in the competition, but it was great fun to watch nevertheless, and the group that I was watching and talking to made baked mac and cheese with chips for crunchiness, with a side of fried zucchini and bell peppers, and some croutons that they made, and as dessert they made candied apples on Cocoa Puffs. It looked absolutely stunning. Unfortunately, they didn't win, but we all had fun. And, well, they were obviously, even if they didn't win, they were way more successful in the kitchen than I was. So do with that information as you wish. Love, Nadia, and see you soon.